Everything's falling around me. Fog so thick I can hardly see. Nothing is holding me up. Everyone's had enough. No one is really connecting. We act like we are all set, and inside we're drowning in sorrow that'll come to an end. We've got to come together in every kind of weather. We are stronger by oh so much more when we're all joined as one. We'll be like a wave that's crashing, driven by divine, passionate action. We've got to come together and this world will be saved. Whenever there is a challenge, we turn our doubt into courage. There's nothing we cannot do when we are guided by love. We give not into temptation. Our faith is helping our patience. We're reaching out into space and throughout all of time. We've got to come together in every kind of weather. We are stronger by oh so much more when we are all joined as one. We'll be like a wave that's crashing, driven by divine, passionate action. We've got to come together and this world will be saved. We've got to come together in every kind of weather. We are stronger by oh so much more when we're all joined as one. We'll be like a wave that's crashing, driven by divine, passionate action. We've got to come together and this world will be saved. We've got to come together and this world will be saved. Come together and this world will be saved. We've got to come together and this world will be saved. Come together and this world will be saved. Welcome. It's Friday. Can you hear me? I couldn't really hear the song. Hello, hello, hello. Happy birthday to my YouTube channel, I guess. I heard a rumor it's the 11th year anniversary of my YouTube channel. I almost can't believe it. That's a long time. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Psychic News Network. It's Friday Night Live. You can hear me. Yeah, I couldn't hear the song, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let's have a round of applause to Terry Hall, who put together an awesome slideshow. I almost wept really hard. So incredibly awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to make sure that song gets some legs, and, you know, what great songs they are for our election year. That and the January 6th song. I'm lighting my candle here, which is, that candle is actually called 1776. It's, a company that makes candles that have to do with, that smell like that time era, whatever time era you're into. So, I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great week. I remember at the start of the week that I mentioned that I thought it was going to be a crazy week. And as I look back, the craziness was really with Trump. You know, the craziness was just like he's losing his mind. Seriously, I know we've been saying that for a while. Cheryl's saying there's a lot of Canadian smoke tonight. We haven't been hearing about that on the news. I'm wondering why we haven't. Let us know where to find that news, Cheryl. So, it's really looking like there's no way he can win this. It's really looking like there's no way, no logical way that Trump could win this. And then, you know, by the same token, January 6th, when it happened, it caught us all off guard. In fact, that's the first verse of that song that I wrote. It caught us off guard. And so I think that we all have this kind of this baseline trauma, like, oh no, he's losing, yeah. But, you know, after he lost in 2020, we had that, you know, well, phew, dodged a bullet, literally. And then, you know, we had the insurrection. So I think even though it looks like it's a done deal, even though it looks like hands down Democrats win this thing, on some level we wonder if we're really safe, because after Joe Biden won in 2020, we thought we were safe. And now we've been dealing with all this stuff for so long. Thank you for joining, new member. Sherry, appreciate that. You'll get an affirmation in your inbox every day. And any members who join. So let's use that kind of angst and that kind of PTSD that we had after the last election, the trauma, the traumatizing feeling of Project 2025. Let's take that energy, that anxiety, that I don't know if we're really safe here. Let's take all that energy and mobilize. Let's use it. It's kind of like if something in your life, some injustice has made you very, very, very angry. That can be turned into fuel to do what you need to do to get to where you need to be. So let's take that anxiety of there's no telling what Trump will do. Let's take that and let's put it into action. I'm going to pull a moon card. We're heading into a full moon on Monday. Full moon in Aquarius. The Beeb is actually very conservative. Who's the Beeb? Did I miss something? Who's the Beeb? Can you clarify that, Michael? We're going into a full moon in Aquarius on Monday. By the way, thank you to those of you who wished a happy birthday to our channel. I'm saying our channel. I don't even know if that's right. Did I really start this 11 years ago? The full moon in Aquarius. If you want to know more about that, please, if you haven't already, or go back and re-listen to our show. Kathy Beal, our resident astrologer, from Tuesday. She's got a lot to say about what's going on with the astrology. Oh, you think that Doug meant Veep? Okay. I was like, beep. First I thought it, without my glasses, I thought it was a beer. A moon card. Compliments of our viewer in Montana who sent me these moonology cards, which what I'm finding out about these cards, let me tell you who made them. Yasmin Boland, Yasmin Boland, Oracle cards. Some cards are just really accurate. Beeb is referring to the BBC News. All right, now I forgot what he said about him. Doug, you can put that back up if you want. Okay, yeah, thanks, Sherry. Sherry said she loves the energy. Let's hear it for all the great energy on the channel. Yeah. Barbara, a new start is coming is what we have for a moon card. Okay, so this is feeling pretty good heading into the full moon on Monday. the DNC is kind of, they're all mulling around. They're all hanging out there in Chicago now. They're all flying in. So it's getting started, and the energy is about a new beginning. I love this candle, but it's a little bit too smelly. So let's do this so the fire alarm doesn't go off from the smoke. We have about 10 weeks to the election. I'll close that in a second. So the card of new beginnings is coming up. The Moonology card of new beginnings. We're in a brand new time. Trump this week had I don't know, I want to call it a press conference, but I really don't know what to call it, about the economy, supposedly about the economy. And he's upset that Kamala Harris, there's a drawing of her on the cover of Time. I haven't seen it. I'd like to read that article. Has anybody read it? He's upset about that. And then he claimed so many things that weren't true. Then he claimed that immigrants are taking over 100% of all the available jobs. Yeah, hang on a second. Because that's definitely going to be too loud. Nice night out there. He said that immigrants are taking 100% of our jobs. And then he said, then he doubled down on the ridiculousness. And he said, oh, it's more than 100% of our jobs. More than 100%. Like 100% wasn't as crazy enough. And they keep on talking about the crime, inflation, the economy, and how terrible everything is, and how terrible Kamala is, and how they call Trump names, and they call JD Vance names, the king of the name calling, like you've never ever seen before. It's a lot. I don't want to start doing Trump impressions. Stop me. They called him weird. That's not really an insult. It's just the truth. Let's pull some cards out here. I feel really positive vibes about the DNC. Oh, yeah, he said he's entitled to call people names. Do I have to go to the nefarious cards right away? I think I do. All right. By the way, if you'd like these cards, send me your mailing address. Dale Johnson saying you'd have to be stupid to believe that. To believe that immigrants are taking 100%, no more, of American jobs. Plus the whole debacle, their imagined debacle of this problem of illegals voting. First of all, everybody, let's just remember that prior to Trump, I mean, think about it, rewind, right? Prior to, say, 2015 and before that, nobody ever talked about voter fraud. Nobody ever talked about cheating in an election. Nobody ever discussed these things because they weren't a thing. They were never a thing. It's entirely fabricated. And I am getting a very strong sense that Trump is falling fast. And let's ask this. Is he going to, and we ask this all the time, in different ways, is he going to drop out of the race? It's going around, which means not quite. Is he going to be forced to step out of the race? I have a yes on that. Let's ask this. Yogi Bear is saying, Annette, a lady said Trump has never lied. I said, really? Were you awake or sleeping? She certainly wasn't woke. Put it that way. Okay, so I'm getting I forgot what the question was. A yes, that he's gonna be forced to drop out. Will it be because of pressure? They did it to Biden. It's a totally different scenario, but yeah, it feels like he's going to be forced to step down. Let's read more about that. Yeah, Amy's saying Trump has been talking about voter fraud since he came down the escalator. That stupid come down the golden escalator. What helps me to think about, get away from the motorcycles. What helps me to think about is that he's so damn stupid. It's a good thing he's not smart. Dad joke. I was going to tell you a dad joke about time travel, but you didn't like it. That's a good one. Thomas, we missed you the other night. Where were you? Everybody asks when certain people aren't here. Don't be offended if it's not you on that list of people that are noticed when they're not here. We do notice. So I'm asking, is he going to be forced to drop out of the race? And I'm getting a yes. Will he be asked to pull out of the race? Well, I already got an answer to that. Yes, I got yes. So understand that if he's asked to get out of the race, that's like you might as well just be silent and say nothing, because it's going to have no impact whatsoever if they ask him to get out of the race. Warren, you ask me that every time. Who takes his place? Three cards about that. Felon Dawn. Sounds low energy. He really does. He doesn't know what to do with what's happening to him. Next time, Warren, I'm going to make you write down the answer. I already asked due to health. Dale's saying due to health. I asked that. And I have gotten that his health would take a nosedive. Oh, thank you, Darren. Love listening to my song. Yeah, that's newly a final mix. And Terry made the slideshow. Send Terry some love. Okay, this is what's going on with him, with Trump, whether he's going to stay in the race. This is interesting. Putin isn't doing so well. Putin is not doing so well on his little, a temper tantrum that he couldn't own Ukraine. So off he went and he invaded Ukraine, and he thought he was going to take Ukraine in 3-4 days or something like that. The question I'm asking is Trump going to be forced to drop out of the race? And the interesting thing about that is that I have the stalemate indecisive card, and I have Putin here. Yeah, the neighbors down in Florida want him out of there. Yeah, I have heard that, and I know that's been going on for a long time. He may have to live at Bedmonster. Good one, Kitty Holler. I hadn't heard that. That's like a dad joke. So, Gina wants to make sure we send strength and healing to people in weather-affected areas today. We can do that. The question is Trump going to be forced out of the race? This is really what the answer looks like. You heard it here. These are my psychic facts. Whatever that means to you. I know what it means to me. Ivana can haunt him if Trump goes to Bedminster. She might be haunting him already. We should look at that. It depends on Putin. This is what I'm getting. Will he jump out of the? Will he drop out of the race? Will he actually drop out of the race? And I'm getting. It depends on Putin. I am telling you what. And the Ace of Pentacles, as soon as the money is dried up, he will have to drop out of the race. I should do a deeper dive into it depends on Putin. You guys can gather what, yeah, Russia, if you're listening, right, Cheryl? Sometimes I don't, I have to decipher what I'm seeing, and that's what I see. It's like, okay, there's the indecisiveness, and I got, will Trump drop out of the race? And I got, it depends on Putin. So I have to analyze that. Let's see if we can figure that one out. Dear guides, oh guides, can you give me a little bit more insight? The psychic is a little confused by that one. Will Trump be forced to drop out of the race? It depends on Putin and whether the money dries up. Michael Garrity saying, I just got it that Trump is getting out of the race before long. Yes, yeah, you're using your pendulum. He will have canned Vance before he does. I did get that he would can Vance. Canned Vance. Don't try that at home. Sounds yucky. I'm asking for more about that. Yeah, Ukraine is starting to win. Dad joke, am I the only man my wife has ever dated? Unfortunately, yes. She said the others were all 9s or 10s. Hang on. Justice. Keep in mind that the World Court, I don't know, what do you call the World Court? That Putin has been charged with international war crimes. I'm doing a deeper dive into what I'm picking up about. It's like Trump will drop out of the race, but it depends on Putin. And I feel like the money has dried up. And so that kind of points to, you'll only hear the stuff here, I swear. That points to Putin not having money because he's drained the Russian resources with this stupid war. All war is stupid, but this stupid war. And if Putin's money is drying up, I mean, I don't mean his personal money. I mean, Russia's becoming very, very poor, very, very impoverished by this war. Angela Emma saying there's fires all over Moscow. Who's setting them? Hang on. Okay, I should show you the cards. So I have justice. Putin is on the docket to be charged for war crimes. John loves the sound effects. John, I'm going to email you in a little bit. John had a crazy dream. It was just crazy. Don't worry. It doesn't mean that Trump will win. The Lover card. Okay. So Putin is in trouble. Paul just got out of the hospital. Send Paul positive vibes. He had 2 stents put in. Wow. Good for you. You're doing good. We'll put you in the group hug. Which we don't do a group hug until we're up to 200 viewers. The 9 of Pentacles. This is about Putin becoming depleted. Thomas likes the Lover cards. Yeah, we have a few different kinds of Lover cards in this deck. Well, I guess we should keep an eye on what's going on in Russia. Because it looks like that's where Trump was counting on getting support. Yes, there's 3 Lover cards in this deck. One is a lesbian couple, one is a gay male couple, and one is a heterosexual couple. Man, that reading just that kind of blew me over a little bit. you also got the Putin will be forced to seek peace with Ukraine thanks to the Ukrainians having moved into the heartland of Russia, and he will be bumped out of power. There's something big coming. There's something big coming. All right. Because I just got, unbeknownst to me and unexpectedly, that when Trump is forced out is contingent upon how broke Putin is. I wish my gray hair started in Las Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Did you make that one up in your head? Damon's saying the Romans. Yeah, we'll see if the Romans come up in the deck. That's Damon's favorite. Love this slideshow that Terry put together for that song, and I especially like that picture of the couple of guys at the end with the one with the bright colored jacket. I just love that. This is just full of joy, that photograph. All right. That kind of blew me over. All right. The MAGAs. We're going to pull 3 cards on the MAGAs. 3 cards on, and I mean all the MAGAs in Congress, all the Trump campaigners, all of them. Oh, we're reading on all one big group. One big giant group. Terry is amazing. Terry, I hope you're patting yourself on the back. I think she is. Good. No need to be humble. The MAGAs, all the MAGAs, what are they doing? The 7 of Wands, 10 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. What they're doing is this is what the MAGAs are doing. This is really what they're doing. This is what tells me they're in an alternate reality. And this is what Trump does, so it makes sense. What the MAGAs are doing is they're pretty much ignoring the Democrats. They're just in their bubble. They're just doing what, they just keep on focusing on Project 2025, the plan for inflicting suffering and trauma on the American people. They're full on the MAGAs. I don't know. It's like they're on a different planet. They're going about as if they're just going to get away with this crap forever and ever. It's astounding. How's that going to go? That's my next question. How's that going to go for them? Remember on Wednesday I was talking about Trump being in an alternative reality? Like when I look at Trump, I feel like he's in a bubble and he's not in reality at all. That's where the MAGAs are. They're behaving. This is what I'm going to tell you. And I listened to Michael Popak last night talking about the fact that they're bringing Kellyanne Conway back onto the Trump campaign because they're doing so poorly. And what I'm seeing is, and I really see this reflected in these cards in a certain way, it's like they're thinking that they're going to do, well, this makes sense. He's going to win. They're thinking that Trump is going to win like he did in 2016, which Russia was involved in, by the way. And then they're thinking that he's going to win again as if they're living in the past. And I brought up Michael Popak because he was talking about this last night, and I really do pick up on this energetically, that Kellyanne Conway is going to join back up with the campaign to be the director or something. I don't know what they're going to do with Lara Trump, if she's still going to be in that position. But they are ignoring what's going on. They're ignoring the reality. They're behaving as if this plan that they have to run this, their election campaign, they have no thoughts of it's not going to work. They have no thoughts about, well, Trump's not going to get in. It's not looking good. It's weird. And on, I think it was Wednesday, I was talking about the power of positive thinking when I was reading on Trump, and I was talking about how that was a very, very important book in his upbringing, The Fred Trump knew Norman Vincent Peale, and it's a wonderful book, but it can be used for good or evil, right? It's the power of your thoughts. So the power of positive thinking, I believe, from what I'm picking up, put Trump in this mindset that he can't, the thought of losing doesn't enter his brain, even though he's a loser. So the irony of that is laughable. So they're kind of going on that train, on the, what are we going to call it? The Trump, the terrible Trump train? Wow. I think it's time for a group hug. So we have somebody in the chat who just had stents put in and is recovering. So you can put your name back up. We're going to do a group hug for all those that are suffering from global climate change, storms, related storms, that, people that are suffering and, like losing everything. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Group hug to help all those people who are suffering, and for healing, for whoever needs healing, physical healings. All right. Good work. Billy Graham's granddaughter endorsed Kamala. I think that Billy Graham would very much approve of that. Because Billy Graham was actually, no matter what you thought about Billy Graham being an evangelical preacher, he actually wasn't. He was a Christian. Laura Trump as V. Is somebody proposing that? At the risk of being redundant, because I actually read on this the other night, JD Vance is getting more heinous by the minute. 70,000 attending Republicans for Kamala this past week. Yeah, we talked about that last night. Okay, 3 cards about JD Vance. Laura will get fired soon. Yeah, Laura Trump will get fired soon. I think Kellyanne Conway is taking her place. I think that's what I heard. Laura Trump's lying skills are improving by the day. I don't think that's true. I haven't seen that. I'm not seeing the skill in their lying. It could be because I have this, too strong of a psychic impression. You're lying! Like that. JD Vance. JD Vance is saying the most heinous, hateful things about women. I'm going to ask this before I read the cards about him. I think JD Vance had a lot of trauma in his childhood that has to do with his mother. I haven't read Hillbilly Elegy. I probably never will. And I don't know where that might be documented or where he may have said it. But JD Vance definitely has a huge, glaring rage towards females. And I think that's pent up from his childhood. Maybe he was abused. It's no excuse, but just trying to figure out how he got so evil. And remember, if you were watching this week, I picked up that he was hanging out with white supremacist groups like domestic terrorist groups. Let's ask first if that is that who he's in touch with? I don't think it's directly. Did he used to? Did he used to be in? Yes, I'm getting, okay, that's a pretty strong yes. He used to be involved in, how those domestic terrorist groups like Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, and they have their, what's the other one called? They literally are in basement meetings, and they were doing that prior to January 6th. Let's ask, was JD Vance around the domestic terrorists at that time? No, but I definitely get that he has in his life, in his younger years, hung out with in those groups. Yeah, Michael's, yeah, that's in alignment with what I'm getting. Michael gets it that JD Vance was abused when he was young and did hate his mother. That's what I feel. I feel that he hates his mother. And so now we're getting all this hatred towards women. I mean, it's a really strange thing because it's like they look at us and they hate us. Just anybody who's not loyal to Trump, they look at us and they hate us. So weird. JD Vance. He's got some real challenges coming at him. It's going to be very difficult. He's not going to be able to escape his crimes, is what I'm getting. There's crimes. And I did say earlier in the week that I felt like, and then afterwards I started to hear about more and more, that we had only scratched the surface of the really big dirt, the criminality of JD Vance. So that's what's coming at him. I think that this coming week, we're going to hear about some really big crimes. We're going to hear about some really big crimes that JD Vance was involved in. Wait, we're going to hear it this week. Dad joke, what's the difference between a parent's wallet before and after kids? There are pictures where the money used to be. Do you have kids? The Eight of Cups. And I got this card the other night about JD Vance. His past is coming back to haunt him. And then I have the Lover card. And this is an interesting card to come up here. Something about JD Vance's marriage is going to come out into the open too. I'm not sure what it is. Let's ask this. I mean, I don't think that JD Vance's wife is very happy with what's going on. I don't know her name. Is Mrs. Vance going to seek a divorce? It's going to yes. It was tentative at first. It's going to yes. Insert ominous music. I'm picking up that it's on her mind. It's okay. Will she find good reason? JD Vance's wife, will she find good reason to part ways? It's something that's been kind of, I think she's in the cult. She thinks about it, but it's like she brushes it away. It's crossed her mind, but then she brushes it away. Yeah, so it's not now. Michael's getting yes that she'll leave him, but it won't be in the immediate future. President Biden calls Trump Donald Dump. Yeah, interesting. But what I'm picking up on is he's going to be exceedingly challenged. Things are going to get really rough at home in his family life, those poor kids. And his past, JD Vance's past, is coming back to haunt him. There are crimes that he's committed that are huge, that have not been exposed yet, but they will be. Yeah, so somebody's saying, remember the ad with the eggs that said, the fried eggs that says, this is your brain on drugs? That's for Trump. Remember, according to Vance, women have to stay in abusive marriages. Yes, he's all for let the woman be beat up by her abusive husband. Let women that, tragically, horribly have suffered pregnancies due to rape and incest and assault, let them have the babies. Unbelievable. Biden, when he was asked what regrets do you have, he said, talking to the press. I agree with that. Doug, you made it. That's what matters. Wow. I'm actually going to pull 3 cards about Nikki Haley, and here's why. I feel like Nikki Haley is being all supportive of Trump, even though he totally dissed her husband, and he's just dissed her. And I feel like she's hoping that when Trump drops out, she'll be taking his place, like doing a Kamala. Totally different people, but what happened when the blue ship and the red ship collided at sea? Their crews were marooned. So I'm actually pulling 3 cards about Nikki Haley because Warren keeps asking me over and over who would replace. It would be Nikki Haley as a candidate, which I've seen. I've seen that a few times. Thank you, Michael. Much appreciated. So I'm reading on Nikki Haley. It could happen. It's been tossed around. Warren saying, Warren, are you serious? Hang on. Let me reboot here. I'm asking about Nikki Haley because I've kind of sensed that Nikki Haley would step in when Trump is forced out of the race. And Warren's saying not JD. Are you surprised there wouldn't be JD? You have a friend in Thomas, Warren. The reason that I'm hesitating is because it's kind of unbelievable to me, but it seems like that could really happen. Haley would pardon Trump if elected. That might have something to do with it. Warren, you're making us laugh. I pick on you, you pick on me. It's mutual. It's even. We're even. Okay. Nikki Haley. This card, the Queen of Swords, keeps coming up as Kamala Harris just having the power. The 6 of Cups has to do with January 6th, and I'm not saying that Nikki Haley was part of January 6th. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she knows a lot about what was going on in the background on January 6th. So she knows who the players are, which means that they would befriend her. They would befriend Nikki Haley. The insurrectionists in our Congress would be supportive, the MAGAs, and the Ace of Swords. I do think that in the event that Trump is forced to step out of the race, that it would be Nikki Haley. Kitty Holler is saying, poor Warren, so abused. Warren's from New York City. People in New York City are made of steel. People in Massachusetts are too. But anyway, we're a product of our environment. The GOP might think that they need a woman of color to go head to head with Kamala. That'll never happen. Oh, I see what you're saying. That Nikki Haley she's Indian origin, right? What's funny about that is I actually feel like the GOP doesn't really think of Nikki Haley as being like a different color, which is weird. I think what would override that, because the MAGAs are so racist, what would override that is their sense that they could win. Let's ask this. Boy, we're getting in the weeds tonight. Is Nikki Haley going to replace Trump? There's too many things up in the air right now. I'm getting like, oh, it's Nancy's birthday today, and it's my YouTube channel birthday. My YouTube channel is 11 years old. Happy birthday. Everything's up in the air. Damon's saying Republicans will do anything for power. Yeah, I think what would override the MAGA's racism when it comes to who would replace Trump when he drops out, when he's forced out. They're so racist, the MAGAs, but that what would override that is, you know, they'd let her in. Would be their lust for power. Will Palm Beach mayor kick Trump out of Mar-a-Lago? Oh, that's a great question. Let's ask that. Let's go to our other cards for that. Oh wait, I was gonna do a commercial. Was that? I think I just had a psychic moment with Sherry because all of a sudden I went, "Oh yeah, I was gonna do a commercial." Tomorrow is the final class of the Psychic Summer School series on Saturdays. Don't miss it. It's the last class. It's about learning how to use the Force. You got to come to this class. It's going to be phenomenal. Plus, it's the last one of the series. So I'm not the best marketer, so I'm doing it right now. And then this slide will come up at the end, too, during the slideshow, during which my song about January 6th will be playing at the end. So make sure you stick around. Thank you. The classes are on Zoom, and you get a recording of it afterwards. All right. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? If they flew over the bay, they would be bagels. Wait, what am I asking? What was my question? Somebody has to remind me of the question because I got sidetracked. Let's pull 3 cards about the DNC. Michael's coming to class. Good. I'm glad I reminded you. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's a lot to follow the chat, and I have to read the dad jokes because they're so funny, and talking to all of you and harassing Warren, and I actually don't know how I do it. I guess it's my 11 years of experience. When I first started the channel, though, I did pre-recorded videos only. Will Trump get kicked out of Mar-a-Lago? Thank you. The neighbors have been complaining for years. Thank you, Marby. Much appreciate. Are you enjoying your affirmations? If you get affirmations in your inbox because you're a member, you get them every day. Tell people how they're doing for you. Thank you, Guadalupe. Well, I think yes. I think that he is going to get. I don't think he's going to be able to stay at Mar-a-Lago, and then he's just going to crumble. Yeah, Betty's been with me a long time. The 8 of Swords is held captive by men that are in power in Florida. These look like judges and lawyers. I feel like that's what I'm picking up. I feel like if he cannot stay at Mar-a-Lago, Trump could potentially be homeless. Well, then there's always prison. They feed you there. They feed and shelter you in prison, right? My goodness, let's use a different pendulum. Is Trump going to lose Mar-a-Lago? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, he is. Hadn't really thought about it much, but yes. He's going to lose. Spooky music. He's going to lose Mar-a-Lago. Is he going to lose Bedminster? Is he going to lose Bedminster? Oh, my goodness. He's going to lose it all, everybody. Mental institution. I've always seen that. I can go back in my mind 3-4 years ago and tell you this is like before all this stuff was happening. A lot was happening, but I see him in a mental institution. So, and it might be. How about Trump? Will he lose Trump Tower? Oh my goodness, he's going to lose it all. And I think, thank you, Michelle. I think he's going to lose everything. I think he's going to lose everything. Wow. Whoa. Last trombone. Let's remember that he's running against a prosecutor. And now I have to show you the picture. Oh my gosh, where's the time going? I think I'm blabbing too much. Dad joke, I tried to get a smart car the other day, but they sold out too fast. Why? I guess I'm just a bit slow. My community page is a picture that looks like Kamala Harris on November 5th taking the loser to prison. You know, somebody photoshopped it in. I love it. My favorite one might be, though, the one of Kamala when she first got into the race a few weeks ago. And she's chasing the cartoon. She's chasing Trump. And she's on a shark with a battery on the back. That's really a funny one. I have that on my phone, too. I won't waste my time looking for it unless it's right here. It isn't. All right. I have tea leaves. I have tea and beer, both. Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose everything. Rose is saying that Trump filed his financials for the presidential race. Michael Popak said they aren't totally truthful. Go figure. Yeah, right. I don't think that. I really wonder. I'm trying to think of something that Trump says that isn't a lie. Yes, happy birthday, Nancy. Does anyone have a birthday on the full moon on Monday? Going once, going twice. We're going to pull 3 cards about the United States of America. Where we're headed. But first, a dad joke. Air used to be free at the gas station. Now it costs $2.50. You want to know why? Inflation! That's a really good dad joke. Okay. That he wants to date his daughter Ivana is the only truth he has said. That's a good point. All right. 3 cards. Hey guys, heads up. I'll be in Estonia again for 2 weeks. I'll try to chime in while you're there. Okay, we'll be sending you lots of love and light there, Damon. Thanks for letting us know. When are you leaving? Tomorrow? In 1 week, I'm going to be in D.C. It's going to be fun. Thanks for donating. Yes, check in from Estonia for sure. 3 cards about our democracy. After some challenges, that's what we're in right now. Bring your bong, Damon. Oh, don't bring your bong. You know, we don't want Damon to get in trouble. Because it might not be legal. Yeah, have a good flight. Where the United States is right now. So this is we're really having some challenges because of Project 2025 looming over our heads like a big dark cloud. But we are going to see Trump isolated and with full force. The Chariot card is saying, you think that Kamala is looking good right now? Kamala and Waltz are looking good right now. Just you wait. Yes, it's challenging, but it's resistance training. When you go to the gym and you lift weights, you're resisting the weights, and that's what makes you stronger. We are in resistance training. If anybody's new here, we talk to each other like this because we're kind of a family. This is like a democracy clique. And because the channel really doesn't grow for some mysterious that I don't even want to get into as far as views. Anyway, especially lately. But I don't really care anymore because we're one big happy family and people show up very loyally and I so appreciate it. There are people here that I see every time, I think. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yes, applause for you. Do I have time to go to one of the museums we can take in the portrait gallery? You can take in the portrait gallery in DC. I will do what I can. So that would be next Friday. Well, I'll be with you Monday and Wednesday and for Grassroots of Democracy and everything. Because it's just Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. And if you want to donate to my trip, please do. I appreciate it. And thank you to those of you who have donated. You know who you are. Tina, that's sweet. Love you too. I'm attempting to keep my show at an hour, but I'm not doing a very good job at that. So you guys are still here. You're not out on a date or anything just yet. So I guess we'll just go over a little bit. Okay. Hang on. Interestingly, I serendipitously met a person today in town. She's a younger woman, and she's really into saving democracy, and she's into marketing and everything. So we started talking. We had tea together, and she was talking about helping me with a logo and that kind of thing, which would be wonderful. But she had happened to be in DC and showed me pictures of DC with her girlfriends, and I got excited about going. And I'm glad to meet a fellow young. I've met several women in like 20s, 30s, that age range. She might be watching now. Who are gung-ho about saving democracy. And that happened in the parade. Remember when I was walking in the parades? That's what I was doing, passing out these cards and everything, the 4th of July parades. That's who I was attracting. Though that's the group that was coming up to me going, thank you for being here, for helping to save democracy. We're so glad you're here. A couple of them helped me carry my sign that said democracy or dictatorship, the choice is yours. They were young, like childbearing years, age. So we're going to, get them involved in Grassroots of Democracy. And, it's up to us. It really is. Yeah, but I got excited. She was showing me some great pictures, so I'm excited to be a tourist for a day. Let's do 3 cards for the community, and then we'll read some tea leaves. How do you fix a broken pumpkin? With a pumpkin patch. You have my permission to repeat that one in October. I looked up and I saw chicken enchiladas. Okay. All right. I don't need chicken, but I got this card before. I'm doing a community cards. I got this card the other day. It's Carmela time. It's karma. It's Carmela time. It's karma. Would be so cool if Glenn Kirshner comes on the show with me. I will ask him. Good idea. I bet he will. I don't see why he wouldn't. Just to say hi. They've been assembled and they're now in the oven. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get in on your conversation. I'm butting in. The DNC is going to be, we're going to get all amped up and happy this over the weekend. Get ready. Stay vigilant. I want you all to know that Project 2025, if anybody asks you about it and you want to give the in a nutshell version, I like to do this. It's a plan to inflict massive suffering on the American people. It's a plan to inflict massive suffering on the American people. That's what it is. On all of us. You wonder if Glenn Kirshner will be going to the Democratic National Convention? Well, if you're a subscriber to his channel, I'm sure you'll be able to tell. Probably. I think he is. Oh, we have tea leaves to read. Let's see what's going on here. The moon looks like it has a hat on its head. It's kind of telling me that we really want to be like in a jovial full moon mode. We really do. We want to be in a jovial full moon mode. We want to be happy. And right here, it looks like a couple of people dancing. The tea leaves are telling us over the next few days to make sure you celebrate. Make sure we celebrate. Look at what's happened in our country. We were all completely, excuse me, I need to wipe my brow. We were all completely stressed out because of the way that the media was treating Joe Biden before he stepped aside. And now we need to celebrate how far we've come. We have Republicans for Kamala Harris and Tim. They're making signs and T-shirts, and I'm telling you, it's going to be right now. It's a total landslide. Right now, we're in a total landslide for the Democrats. Looks like a farmer plowing the fields. Yeah, I see dancers, and then hang on a second. I see people dancing, and I see I see an angel with a trumpet. The angels are taking care of Trump. You see a knight with a shield? Yes, the angels are taking care of Trump. And this looks like an angel blowing a trumpet. And so there's news about Trump. And I think Gloria Sanchez has to go outside to take a picture of the orange moon. I'm sure I'm missing it. Oh yeah, I see it. I don't think you can see it from here. No, it's kind of under a haze, but it's beautiful. You see a unicorn, but you always see unicorns. That's a good thing. Yeah, the cup is clearly saying, celebrate the miracles and fight for women's rights. There's a Mercury there, and it looks like I've been saying we're going to hear a lot about fighting for women's rights. It's going to be a big, big, big deal. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here. I better not sing too much. I'll get a copyright claim. The smoke is making the moon orange. Yeah, there's a really beautiful orange moon behind me. It's just kind of hard to see because it's hazy. I mean, I could try to show it to you. Maybe I'll do that. Hang on, everybody. Just because. I'm going to take you outside before we go. And you have to stick around for the, sorry about that. You have to stick around for the slideshow. Can you see the moon? That little dot there? Did you see it? I've never taken you out onto the deck before. That was kind of fun. All right. Yes, very cool. It's kind of nice to sit out there, but it's exceedingly noisy. It won't be as noisy in the winter, but then I can't sit out there. I've had a great time hanging out with you at the psychic party tonight. Slideshow coming up. Thank you, thank you. Please join us for Grassroots of Democracy. We meet every Saturday, too. It's up to us. We have 80-something days left to Election Day, so let's all be all in. All right. Have a great evening. Stick around for the slideshow and the slides. Please send us your selfie picture. You can send it to me. I can forward it to Terry, or I think there's the correct email address in there. My email address is AnnetteDion7@gmail.com if you want to write to me personally. Namaste. Thank you. See you soon. Enjoy the weekend. Bye. Was a dark day, we were frightened, so much chaos, so many white men caught off guard, no one knew what to say. How did it all get so crazy? Facts were absent, the air was hazy, we stood watching, tears streamed down our faces. While in the White House there was a tyrant glued to the TV, cheering the violence. When they pleaded, he refused to say a word. He just sat there in his fury, lashed out against us. The world was worried. We didn't know if we would make it through. The day they stormed the Capitol, they couldn't take it down, and now we're rising up in numbers much too numerous to count, and we are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. Now we're standing, we're united. Our elders showed us the most worthy fight is for our freedom, requires vigilance. We're courageous, growing stronger, not complacent. We serve with honor, and our power is the love that leads our way.